Yeah, I mean next time. It's like here's the thing. Windows, right? It's a good software. Whatever. It like you can do almost everything. But the nice thing about Mac is it has like a bunch of just nice, reliable programs that you can have for free. So like I have GarageBand for free. And so I can just record anything like
We
for
have
free.
Windows has a we have there's a Windows video editing software. It's pretty good actually.
What's it called? I've never even heard of it.
It's a great question. Let me look it up.
Yeah,
Uh
I don't know. It ain't iMovie, that's for sure.
it's called Clipchamp.
I
Pretty
don't
good
know.
though.
That sounds familiar, but
Yeah.
um,
It's like the Microsoft, like I think they were trying to integrate this more with the Xbox toolbar, you know. Um but yeah, it's there.
all right. Well, and you know it's also there. This podcast. I don't know where will start it in that conversation, but it has definitely started to episode 23, I believe. Um, so how's it feel to be alive, Isaac?
No, it's days are up and down, but we're all doing well. How about you, Nils?
Um, I don't know. Yeah, you beat me in fantasy football this
Amen.
weekend. That was pretty awful. I know I kind of texted about it, but there's nothing worse than because I got stationed for like the most busy area of the entire like stadium to work at too. So I was grinding all day, and then I could see like the Bengals game going on. That was the nice thing is where I
Right,
got to
yeah.
work, so I could at least see Joe Burrow going off. I never saw who was getting touchdowns. But I was like,
Okay.
okay, like at least Joe Burrow probably did well. Maybe hopefully Joe Mixon did something. And
Hmm.
then I saw like Saquon had like some points. So I was like, whatever. And then
Yeah.
I finished working, and then so my lunch break was basically like the end of my just shift in general. And I
Right.
realized that I forgot to clock in the entire first place. I was like, God damn it. I was like, all right, time to check sleeper. And then sleeper, that was when Saquon like went nuts, and it was like the game was done, and you're only
Yeah.
ahead by 1 point.
Yeah.
So it was a close game though. Christian Watson only like
Yeah, it
two
was.
point five, but it's
Yeah.
whatever. I think if I put in Kamara, I probably actually would have won, but that's whatever. It's
Uh, yeah, no, yeah, you would have.
I
I
would
told
have.
you to put in Kamara, man. I told you to play him.
So
But you
um
can't trade him because you know that like if you don't keep him next year, he's gonna be like RB1. So you gotta be
yeah,
careful, man.
I kind of just want to drop him so Will can have him for free.
I mean, you can do that. That's
All
fine.
right. But yeah, Isaac, have you? Oh, also forgot. It's been such a long time. So to update our listeners, Burundi never reached back to us. Did you get any email whatsoever, Isaac? Or
No, there wasn't even like a confirmation email. So I'm personally hurt. I feel like we've raised a lot of awareness for them.
yeah,
And we've offered a lot of our beliefs on the matter, which are very helpful, I believe.
mm-hmm.
And it kind of hurts. It just
maybe
kind of hurts, you know.
maybe because I mean we don't necessarily know the politics right of Burundi that much, so we've been just talking about headlines willy nilly, which that's always a smart, safe thing to do regarding journalism. Um, so maybe we've just been reporting stuff that is like on the party that's completely against um that president. Because from what I remember, aren't there like four main parties, political parties?
23.
Oh God, never mind. But there's like three main ones, right? Because they like go form
One of them has like
together.
80% of the party, but I'm not sure if there's like any other main ones between that besides that one. I mean, that's like what that's all that's over 4/5. So
Yeah. Because I don't know if they do like coalitions or whatever, like in other countries,
I
maybe.
mean, they don't really need to. You got 86% of the population.
Yeah. So, but Isaac, did you do any Burundi uh research while you were walking back home?
No, it was really just like, it's not even just when I was walking home. It's just throughout the week. I've just been waiting for them to get back to me. I thought that
Okay.
would be the news that I could happily and gladly be reporting on,
All
but
right.
unfortunately, just not the case.
I'm seeing 3 headlines now about the EALA, also known as the East Africa Parliamentary Assembly. And I guess they just elected a speaker.
No.
But hold on, Burundi. So we're gonna go back to the East African. The East African has now become our main news source. Okay, so it says according to the East African, Burundi takes the EALA, which was the. Do you remember what I already forgot what that stood for?
Yeah, I didn't hear an L in it, but yeah.
East African Legislative Assembly.
Legislative. Okay, cool. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
So the Burundi took the speaker seat. And I'm assuming they took the seat from South Sudan, because it says as South Sudan bows out. Mr. Oh gosh, we gotta learn how to pronounce names. But I was editing that podcast last one. We were struggling. That was Mr. Joseph Ntakurutumana. That's actually not too hard.
Ntakurutumana.
I think maybe. Burundi's ruling party deputy secretary general has been elected the speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly. So I don't know. Wow, 54 members of the 63 all voted for him.
Wow.
So
pretty high approval rates.
Popular there. I don't. Do you like? I mean, I don't know what the EALA does. So I don't know like the international impact that would have. Let's see. I'll do a quick Google search of East African Legislative Assembly. Wikipedia. We'll go off good old fashioned Wikipedia. I don't think that hurts. What? Okay.
Here, I just found their website because they have a really nice website.
Oh yeah, do that. That's better. Yeah.
So let's see. Where is it? Overview. Yes, here we are. That's a lot of reading. All right, let me skim this and let's talk about something for like 10 seconds.
So back to the Mario Kart update. It's been a while since I played those tracks, but yeah, they've been really good new Mario Kart tracks. Can't wait to play the game again. I've been grinding God of War. Ragnarok, really fun game. 25 hours in though, and I still think I'm at least another maybe like 10 hours out from beating the main game. I'm starting to kind of just be like, I'll just do the main story, but since then I've been doing only side quests. Amazing game, one of the best games I've ever played. But I don't know, it took me a good 20 minutes to fight this one like tiny monkey boss.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
All right. So basically it's basically just like a big coalition of a few countries that are basically making like a mini UN, I guess, to just oversee communal goals. Okay. It's like, they can make a lot of communities, and those communities are charged with the responsibility of overseeing implementation of the provisions of the treaty and the EAC development strategy and the special areas of cooperation that fall into their respective ambit. That is from the website. But so yeah, that's cool. It's like, I guess it's like the EU, but a little smaller. So
yeah,
it's cool though. I never heard of that. Let's think. I'm not seeing a lot of like meat when it comes to what they actually do. I would assume they're just like an overseeing council type thing.
Yeah, so, but hey, I mean, especially because like I don't know necessarily what like the ramifications would be of a Burundi representative becoming the speaker. But
they're climbing this. They're climbing. That's all that matters.
They're getting to. I like when you search EALA, it like suggests a Filipino tennis player.
Yep, that is her last name. Yeah.
Well, perfect.
Do you think there's a connection?
No, but
okay.
I
Good
do
answer.
think.
Just making sure.
but I do think there is a connection between ourselves and technology as it's growing more and more in the film Ghost in the Shell. Does it have a subtitle? I think it might have a
I don't think
subtitle.
this one does, because this is the first one. Really want to finish this franchise. It's really good.
I know. Okay, so yeah, I guess just Ghost in the Shell. Oh, plays in IMAX? Okay, sorry. Isaac,
Oh
I need
shit,
to,
can we watch Ghost in the Shell? Fuck, I fucked that up then.
what?
Damn it. I could have gotten a movie theater.
Well, not right now, but it was like a Fathom events
Oh
last
yeah, they
year.
probably do it like once a year for its anniversary, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Isaac, do you want to do the summary for
Yeah,
this?
let me grab the Nils, did you watch the 1995 or the 19 I mean the sorry, did you watch the 1995 one or the 2017 one?
Hell no, I did not watch the 2017 one. Thank God.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. I have seen that movie, but that's not this.
So wait, did you watch? Have you seen Ghost in the Shell, like the 1995 version before? Or is this your first time watching it?
This is my first time watching it.
Oh, okay, right on. So
Yeah,
you've seen.
I
Oh, you
saw
saw the
the
2017 one
I bro,
first.
I was like 16, maybe 15, I think. And I was going to the movies with my parents and they were like sold out for everything. And then they were like, you want to go see Ghost in the Shell? And they were like, what's that? And they were like, all right, so it's like, it's like the Death Note like Seattle reboot, but it's like sci-fi.
Yeah,
And
I remember the
special effects are pretty
visuals.
good.
Yeah, I remember
Special
the
effects are pretty
trailer.
good.
There's the one scene of they're at the table and the like gate no, it wouldn't be geisha because they're in Japan, but I don't know. There's like that one girl that turns into like the cyborg or whatever. That
Yeah.
looks cool. Do they
hmm
do they have the spider tank scene in the movie? Okay. All right,
Yeah,
all
that
right.
was the big one.
Yeah, let's come do the synopsis first though, because I
Yeah,
want to
okay.
finish reading.
Let me get reading.
Yeah, and
All right. So like in a bold text, like not an actual part of the summary, but like to
mhm.
build hype, it says it found a voice, now it needs a body. In the year 2029, the barriers of our world have been broken down by the net and by cybernetics, but this brings new vulnerabilities to humans in the form of brain hacking. When a highly wanted hacker, known as the Puppet Master, begins involving them in politics, Section 9, a group of cybernetically enhanced cops, are called in to investigate and stop the Puppet Master.
Perfect.
So yeah,
Perfect.
pretty yeah, it's a I would say, not to spoil anything, I think it's a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Um, expand. Well, in terms of your like first reactions,
Mhm.
what did you like out of it without getting into the spoilers as of yet?
Right. So like just generally like just based off the title, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's just something that happens a lot. Obviously Ghost in the Shell being like the ghost is in like your soul, I guess, and then the shell being your body because in this it's like 2029, but it was made in like the 95. But basically like you can just it's cyberpunk essentially, which is a big reason of why I picked the movie. I'm a huge fan of the genre. But sorry. Uh I think that like shit, what am I talking about?
You were talking about cyberpunk, and then you're like, oh, I
Oh
really
yeah,
like the
yeah,
genre.
thank you. Yeah, so again, I picked this movie. I really like the genre and specifically like the issues of transhumanism and like, hey, is a soul really a soul or like, can there be a shell? So I thought that was really interesting. So I was really happy I got to watch it.
Yeah,
Big
thank
fan
you.
of the genre.
No, yeah, this is my second time of watching it. I think
Oh, you've seen it before?
mm,
Shit.
I watched it a while ago though. I think it was like
hmm
freshman year of high school. I I kind of came away with this. I don't know. I mean, I definitely like this film a lot more watching it now. Because yeah, when I watched it back then, I don't think I had like watched any anime or anything like. Oh, quick fun fact that I saw is that the it's kind of funny because we Kill Bill right last time
Yeah. hmm
that anime sequence and that it's made by the same team that animated this film.
Oh, really? Shit, I didn't know that.
I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. A little connection
Yeah.
there. Um, But yeah, I mean, here's the mandatory segment whenever we cover an animated film. But god damn, the fucking animation in this is so clean. There's something about like 90s anime that it just goes hard. It's just
Yeah.
like even like
Yeah.
the eyes alone have so much power to like especially the are they just called like cyborgs or whatever? Androids?
Yeah, generally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyborgs, androids,
Like the
whatever.
androids, like the main character, like Major, like it seems like every frame they put so much detail into her eyes, and the eyes have so much to her character. I think that even like the way this is getting so over the top, but like the way they animate the
Eyes are so
eyes
sparkling.
alone, like immediately you can
Little.
have like a discussion about like the of like we'll get into later, but in terms of like whether you can have a true like vessel right or not, and like whether
Yeah.
you're a human or not, like and that's clearly a conversation being had around Major the whole time and like what she conceives of her own existence. But like that conversation, I feel like is being had alone just with like how well they animated the eyes. But yeah, so back to that,
Wow. All
like
right.
I don't know, it's just like it just looks so clean. The fucking action is so good. Like it's I don't know, like when we did Akira, right? That's cool. Also, that came out like late 80s, right? I know this came out in 1995.
I think it was mid 80s. I might be wrong though.
Yeah. But like, and I know we were like, oh wow, animation Akira is really good. It was, but like now this is like big boy stuff. This is like this animation holds up now. Like if something
Yeah.
came out now and the animation was like this, I'd be like, holy shit, it's insane. But no, it came out in 1995. Like, and I think what carries the animation, which I don't feel like there's enough conversation about it because it can actually like really shift of whether someone sees like lighting being good in anime or animation or fuck how good animation can be is based on the lighting of it all, right?
Yeah.
So like because like in all those rooms there's such distinct like hard lighting that's for all the characters. I think that's most of the atmosphere I think that's being developed in that entire movie is just the lighting because like
Yeah.
like remember when Attack on Titan Mappa, like they had like the Titans or whatever, and they had like that one season where like they were using CG and people were like, right about it. Part of it
Yeah.
was also the lighting, like because it was using like remember they're out in like the desert area,
Yeah.
and so then it just doesn't work as well because I don't know. It's just like you can make animation like some models right that might look funky, but with the right lighting I don't know. It
Right.
just looks so good,
Yeah.
and like this movie's such a beautiful example of that.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
But where would you like? Because you've had your like spiritual journey into like the cyberpunk
Yeah.
atmosphere. Where would this like rank along like the media you've consumed around?
That's a good question. So it really depends on just how you weigh it. Like for example, shit, have you read Technomancer?
No, I've heard about
Okay. Okay. So like for example, I could say like that's the best, media that I've consumed. But like that being said, like I'm weighing that because that's literally like the book, and that's one of the books that really like started the genre. But in terms of just quality, like obviously, I'm a huge fan of Cyberpunk, the franchise. So I would have to probably put that first. This is pretty good though. And
Yeah.
maybe, when I watch the other like four movies, maybe it'll get higher, but good start, I'd say.
Yeah, I've never seen the rest of the movies. That's like the one thing that's kind of like I don't know. I guess, and we can start to like shift into spoilers, right? I think the ending, like I get it how it ends, but like I don't know, it's kind of it definitely feels like all right, time for the second part or whatever. It doesn't
Right.
feel like a complete film. Do you agree or I don't know, like Your take on the ending or whatever? I don't know.
I mean, it's it's like a cliffhanger one, so like not the best, but it's what it is what it is. And I mean, like it didn't seem unnatural to me, the ending, I guess, if that makes
Mm,
sense. And then it seemed normal.
okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's more like because also there's so much like dialogue in this movie. Oh, that was another big thing. So like, cause I'm a big boy, I can fucking read subtitles, right? I watch anime, I can like completely fine, right? Like foreign language, reading the subtitles. Maybe it's just YouTube, but like, there's so much dialogue in this movie, and it's so
Yeah,
like thick with exposition, and so then it's also just going by quickly. So I'm having to like constantly I'm like becoming exhausted reading it, and I read
yeah.
pretty fast. I don't know, like, was it fast for you, or you just like,
It gets fast because obviously it's a lot of big words because it's supposed to sound like techie.
yeah,
So it's like a lot of big words really fast, and like the words are normally like acronyms or something, so it takes a lot of decoding. So I think yeah, I see where you're coming from.
yeah, because even when they're talking about like the, especially when it's like there's that part of the movie where it's the political aspect, right, where you have like District 7 and District 9, and
Hmm.
then like the U.S. I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck that they're talking
Yeah.
about.
That being said, I feel really bad for I feel like even worse than I did originally for like people who are deaf and like they need like subtitles.
Yeah.
Because dude, like watching like UN summits must be the most painful thing on all time. Like it no.
Well, and this movie's only 80 minutes. I was like, oh
Yeah.
God, that's a lot of reading. I probably the amount of reading I did that I could have read a book. Like the amount of diet,
Yeah.
because that's it, like that's the other thing is like there is a lot of philosophy in this film, and they talk about it so much, but like
Yeah.
it's
It's
fine.
important. Knows it's like everything. Come on, man.
But like, okay, because I think that's my main issue is there's a lot
That's an issue.
more. Well, no, hear me out. Like, even there's just too much like expositional dialogue that can just be left for like showing, right? It's more the show don't tell aspect, because it's like they're already talking so fucking much about themselves, right? And it's just like, with their own like how they see if they can exist. But then you have like the chairman talking to the mayor, and then they're talking about a bunch of other stuff. And it's just like there's, even though the visuals are amazing, right? I still think there's a little bit of a case of a show don't tell thing. Like it's also only 80 minutes, and I get it, it's expensive, like animating shit. But like I feel like you can, I don't know if this makes sense, but like add just another 10 minutes, right?
Mm.
And some of the stuff maybe they are talking about, right? Instead of like talking about, just show it. Like I don't know. It's just there's too much dialogue. But it
Yeah.
seems like, I mean, you don't think so? You're just like,
No, I mean I see where you're coming from. That being said, like I also think that well, it might not be necessary, right? Especially because a lot of the movie is an echo chamber in that respect. I think that I don't know, I liked it, man. You just vibe out the whole time, philosophical shit like, hey, whew, what happens when you die? Shit like that, man.
yeah. No, it's
Sorry.
no, you're fine. just vibe it out. No,
Yeah,
um,
man.
no, I mean, no, it's definitely it's so stupid. um, because like there's the
Just gotta
one,
vibe out and have a great time, man. Come on.
and like I okay. Um, no, because yeah, there's like that one scene, right, where Major um
No, hey, compose yourself.
I know, it's like I don't know why that was just so dumb. Okay. No, because there's that one scene, right, and where Major's like walking through the streets of Sector 9, or dude, I don't know which sector.
I don't know why I'm laughing so much.
I
It's
don't
actually bad.
Weird. And then it's played that. Oh yeah, the score is so good too. That
Okay, like no, let's be honest. Like, if you're getting like an animated, like sci-fi dystopian, like anime from the 90s, you know the soundtrack is gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, of course, of fucking course. So yeah, no, like, but yeah, and then it's that one part where she's walking, right, and the music's doing its thing. It's all raining out, and then it's showing like the. There's always I always find it interesting. I don't know what they're talking about necessarily. Where like there's constantly like planes, big ass planes flying over the city, but they're like insanely low. That's a
Mhm.
fun. I don't really know necessarily what they're trying to communicate there, right? Or it's just fun world building, but I feel like they're
Mhm.
maybe some
Looks cool.
politic. Yeah, maybe there's some like politics on that because like there
Mhm.
definitely is some like political commentary like on the military. I feel like at
Yeah.
least,
Hmm.
yeah. So maybe that's part of it because it's always just like whoa, it's going over, and then you have that cool like ferry taxi, right? But it's that part when she's walking and then she looks up and then she sees like herself eating dinner, right?
Oh
Or
yeah.
like probably I don't know, that's left up to the interpretation whether it's herself, seeing her, or maybe like it's just another android body that they just
Hmm.
replicated and she stumbled upon. That definitely those vibes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um
always a great time for technos. I'm telling you.
oh, I'm gonna get water. I'll be right back.
No, yeah, I'll sit here and talk about life and philosophy. So, you know, listen up, folks. It's gonna get deep. So, hear me out. What if actually wait, can I share my screen? This I cannot. No, this didn't let me. All right. What if there was a God, but it was like a fourth dimension? No, that's too philosophical. What can it be really philosophical about? There's no afterlife, no one dies.
Oh, oh.
Hey man, just waiting on you, good to have you back.
All right, I heard one word, and I think it was dies at the end there.
Ooh,
But
that's dark.
wow.
Yeah,
Mm.
damn.
But lastly, it's not a ghost in the shell commentary without talking about the philosophy they're communicating here. Um, what's your philosophical analysis of this film, Isaac? What's your take?
It's weird because it's being able to transfer consciousness kind of like defeats, you know, we like obviously we can't imagine that. And I think like especially at the end when they're combined, I think that was really cool because it's a whole like, all right, so then like
Oh wait,
how
really quick.
what
Sorry,
would happen?
really quick. When you did your the plot synopsis, did it say anything about like the current state of like because there's also like a lot of human beings just use implants too, right? There's a
It
majority.
just said that it was a thing. It didn't say it was like universal.
Just really quick, because in case anyone's listening, right, didn't watch the movie but doesn't care about spoilers. There's because whatever. There's like a bunch of people, or so you have like just the androids themselves, right? They're all
Hmm.
advanced, but then you also have a lot of people that like, or isn't it a majority of the population have like a lot of implants? So
I
it's
think
like
so.
it makes that because as we're gonna probably talk about in a second, it makes that connection even more. There's less of a discrepancy between android and human, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just like the humans themselves now have all these augmentations. All right, Isaac, I'll let you resume. Thank you.
No, I mean I was basically yeah, that yeah. I'm good. I've said my shit, man.
All right, I'll say a couple things then.
Mm.
Um, Also, this was not my own thing. But so according to a Vox article, I saw this in a YouTube comment too.
Um,
No, just wait. So first off, the film itself, right? Ghost in the Shell, or the title, um, is a reference to oh shit, oh I lost it. Oh no, it's like a term that a philosopher used, right? And yes, it's talking about. I'm sorry, I got a hiccup. That's what it is.
You hear this?
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Um.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, yeah. So like that ghost in the shell, right? It's a term that a philosopher used, right? And then there's also someone in the YouTube comment was talking about the philosophy of dualism. I don't remember what dualism was, so I'm not going to try to waste time talking about it.
You don't want to mansplain it.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't want to mansplain a YouTube comment. It's fucked up. But it's basically just like it's more getting into like what's even living, man, but like more specifically in terms of like what is distinctly a human experience. So that's what because they talk about the ghost, right, in the movie, and then you're talking about earlier, and that ghost they reference it as being like a human spirit, but then it's like, oh, but what is the human spirit? So out like the clearly, I mean, it's nice. The movie leaves it up to you. I kind of right in terms of like,
I'd say so. There's no explicit definitions. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like they really talk about it, and then the end, the puppeteer is like, I'm gonna evolve now into Major, and then you're like, okay,
Yep.
But yeah, like I don't know, I like what would, because that's like is you absorb more cyberpunk stuff. I feel like this philosophical question is like the inherent question that defines like the whole point of like the cyberpunk genre. But is that a bold claim or like?
No, that's it exactly. Actually, yeah, because it's saying basically at what point do we not become human? Because it depends on your definition of human. Because if it's just consciousness, that means you could be completely robotic, and still be human. It's yeah. I would say that is the defining question.
Yeah, because I mean I don't know what Isaac. Let's get a little fun here. What's your what does it mean to be human to you? What's your definition? Because there's no real definition out there. But
That's a good question. I mean, if you really want to get deep philosophical, it's like, okay, so what is it to be human? And that would be like, yeah, great question, actually. God, I can't even think of some bullshit answer.
I can. Do
good question, yeah.
Do you want me to try
No,
to
go
answer
for
it?
it. Yeah.
I want your take after. Oh fuck,
All right.
Scott. Cyberpunk, right? Wire in my water. I don't know. Anyways, let's see. All right. Let's start. Fuck. I don't even. So like, I was gonna open with this, right? Is that you are at least interpreting life from like a humanoid perspective, right? So like, but then androids don't need fucking water. I don't. God damn it. I was like, but they probably can climb. I don't like. I don't know. You just see you. Okay, you can't see your bipedal because then that's ableism. That's why it gets so hard. But that's also the whole point of this movie, right? Is that when you're like, what's really fucking human? It breaks your brain. Isn't that like kind of scary? Your human brains is like.
That's the best part, man.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, but I will say this. I can't confidently say that because I don't know what I'll be in 30. I was going to say, I'm not going to get like some fucking implants, cybernetic implants in me.
What?
But then
why
also,
not? Dude, having like legs that can like do stuff would be awesome.
Like, no,
like, all right, hear me out.
Yeah.
Would you like, if the technology was there, and if like you lost an arm, for example, and you can get like one of those robotic arms where you can like feel and everything, and you can control it with your mind and whatever, like, would you cut off your arm and get the new one, the metal one, get some chrome, get rid of the meat?
That is a cool look. I've always loved the chrome.
I know it's like tattoos, but more.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it would be cool to have like just one hand, right? That's like purely for like the digital So, and then you can still make it look like flesh, normal hand, right? But then
Yeah,
it's just like,
exactly.
I
All
don't
right, but let's
know.
be honest. If you could get it in like chrome, you would. I would. That would be sick. Having a chrome arm, that'd be cool.
That would be, I guess, if I'm doing that whole ass procedure, I'd want like the who's you watch Cowboy Bebop, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
Spike.
Spike, yeah, that type of arm, that's cool.
Hmm.
Um,
Wait,
I
shit, is
don't.
it Jet? I think it's Jet.
No, yeah, Jet.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
It's been so long. Yeah. I also would you say that? Oh no, that's never mind. That's a stupid question. I'm not asking
Sure.
that. Well, I was gonna ask. Do you think would you consider Cowboy Bebop like a cyberpunk esque story? Do you think it's a sci-fi? But those are also kind of
I think it's
interchangeable,
just
right?
sci-fi.
Yeah,
I think yeah, I mean cyberpunk is a subgenre of sci-fi,
yeah.
so yeah.
I
I think
realized over
you could make that
time,
argument.
I don't know about you, but most times when I consume like sci-fi material, it can be like pretty existential and scary. But I feel like Cowboy Bebop is one of the few sci-fi like stories that is still just as intelligent, right? But does it with like a tone of warmth that it makes you kind of feel cozy going through like that type of journey.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. It's just like
Sure.
it's just no, maybe it's like the jazz music or it's just because
Yeah.
like it's not like the worlds in Cowboy Bebop are like all perfect, pretty. There's violence, there's existential threats in them, but there's something about it. Maybe it's like just the light humor. I don't know. That's always my favorite in terms of just like a sci-fi that doesn't make me feel like shit.
Yeah.
After, you know.
Picky.
It makes me happy with my human existence as it is. I'll say that. But what
I
is the
think a
human
metal leg
existence?
would be cool.
Hmm?
I think a metal leg would be cool.
Yeah. Maybe all being human is existing as you want to be. Maybe that's it.
Oh, I guess.
I mean, there is the other big thing of like humans are inherently like the one thing that stands us out from other animals is that we're able to break out of like social set social systems, right? We're able to evolve through like it's not, we're not like bees, right? Where they're always going to be there's going to be the queen bee, and then everyone else works, and that's going to be their lives for maybe it'll change, but like as
I
opposed to humans over like such a short amount of time, or at least we like to think we've changed our power dynamics
I would
and
say we
our
just got more
choice.
efficient and we developed more. And we just got more efficient. I think that's really it.
Yeah, that's probably it.
And then we made capitalism, and now we're all gonna die in a fiery hellhole.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like Arizona, but everywhere. It's gonna be terrible.
it's true, but we're not sacrificing people anymore.